Tonight, the battle for the grey vote at the general election. Rishi Sunak offers pensioners a triple look plus. Labour say it's not credible and claiming it's become the party of business. The Prime Minister's pitch to pensioners, a promise to raise the tax-free pension allowance, a tax break worth £2.4 billion. Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves says it's another desperate gimmick, but refuses to rule out further tax rises if Labour finds a black hole in the public finances. Also tonight, the Deputy Labour leader Angela Rayner is told she faces no further action from the police after they investigated the sale of her former council house. Nigel Farage makes his first appearance on the campaign trail to warn about the threat of legal and illegal migration. And Ed Davey admits he took a deliberate dive into Lake Windermere as part of the Lib Dems' latest campaign stunt, but insists it's part of a serious message. Joining us live tonight, Labour's Shadow Transport Secretary Lou Hay, and for the Conservative Party, Treasury Minister Bim Afalami will be on the show. And on top of all of that, I'll be meeting a familiar face who's going to be popping up with me during this election campaign. That is right, Sky News' legend Adam Bolton is stepping into the fray. All that and more with Philip Collins and Lee Kane, who will be with us for the next hour. It's Tuesday, I'm Sophie Ridge live from Westminster, and this is the Politics Hub. Hello, good evening. Now, in every election, there's a dividing line. It can be geographical, red wall, blue wall. It could be political, left, right. It could be based on how you voted in the Brexit referendum. It's still early days, we're only on day 5, but all the signs so far point to the dividing line in this general election being age. Now, you don't need me to tell you that Rishi Sunak is trying to love bomb older voters. National service, the older you are, the more you like the idea. If you're younger and you might have to actually do it, well, guess what? You are not so keen. And today, it's even more apparent. A triple look plus for pensioners, so the amount they can take home before paying income tax will rise every year by whatever's higher out of average earnings, inflation, or 2.5%. This is effectively a tax cut worth £100 a year for pensioners. Now, I want to be really clear that pensioners have paid in their whole lives. They worked hard, many are still living in poverty. But pensioner poverty has halved over the last 25 years. Child poverty, in contrast, is at record levels. So what's going on? Here's another stat for you. At the 2019 election, turnout for people aged 18 to 24 was just 47%. They were the least likely to vote. The most likely to vote? The over 65s. Also, most likely to vote Conservative. And actually, if you drill down into the data even further, the swing vote between the Conservatives and Labour in marginal constituencies are elderly people who didn't go to university. They want increases to their pension. They want controls on immigration. They also want a Brexit. So in other words, their concerns really mirror the issues that the Conservatives have spent a lot of time talking about. Is it fair? Well, you'll have your own view. Is it political? Well, this is an election campaign. What do you think? And you can really tell a lot at where the parties have been. So this is what we're going to do regularly on the show. We're having a look at where they've been around the country. Rishi Sunak kicking off the day in Stoke-on-Trent, which is there, delivering a campaign speech at a pottery manufacturer, very famous in Stoke, of course, and then he travelled to a bowling club, that age thing again, in Market Bosworth in Leicestershire. His Foreign Secretary, Lord Cameron, also out and about for the party in Bury. So this is really, kind of swing constituency central here. Now, meanwhile, the Shadow Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, gave Labour's pitch to business at a Rolls-Royce factory in Derby. They go before a visit to Airbus in Stevenage, so another swing constituency there, just ahead of London. Now, Ed Davey and the Lib Dems were in Windermere. We saw that picture of him, didn't we, in the Lake District, so classic Lib Dem territory there, campaigning from that paddleboard, I'm told. And the SNP's John Swinney, well, they continued their campaign in Edinburgh. Nigel Farage was also out speaking for Reform UK in Dover, which is there. And then this evening, the party's leader, Richard Tice, also had a rally in Barnsley. Our Deputy Political Editor, Sam Coates, has been following it all today. He's got tonight's top story.